Hey, United States, please save East Germans from Russia slash Soviet Union. All right, I'll save them. I'll save East Germans. But in the course of the 40 years of Cold War, we will have to do certain things that might create problems in the future. We will have to back some bad players. Soviet Union will invade Afghanistan, and we will have to back them. And then you are going to accuse us of creating monsters like Osama bin Laden. When Islamic extremism hits countries, US will be blamed, and everything we have done up until now will be just washed away. I don't care. Also, how does that work? It works because it works this way because this is not a one-dimensional world. It's not black or white. It's not a film. It's not like hero is always right and the villain is always wrong. You end up doing bad things for a long term good, and that long term good can also be a long term bad. There is no way of telling because the focus is on the problem at hand, and Cold War is a huge fucking problem. What Soviet Union is trying to do is a huge problem. Okay, cut to today, 2022. Save Ukraine. Same thing. We'll try to save them. We'll try to get them into NATO, but as you know, Soviet Union has been trying since the end of Cold War. They have been trying to unionize. Russia has been trying to take back into the fold every country that it was divided up into at the end of Cold War. Russia wants Soviet Union back, and that's why it has been consistently attacking Ukraine for many years now. Putin has been a president for 22 years. He has built a certain image for himself, but apart from all these small things that he has done, it has mostly been in action. He's worried about his legacy. He wants to go out on a high. He now wants to get down to doing something that he has threatened the world of doing for 22 years, and now he has attacked Ukraine. He's prepared for the world to go into World War III. And that's not just one man, it's the whole machinery in Russia. It's the government, it's the opposition, it's the civilians in Russia, a lot of them, a large group of them, who in their own head, they are not bad people. They just want this, right? It's just like, okay, it's not exactly like India versus Pakistan, but because India is a larger country and Pakistan cannot even dream of invading India, and India does not want to invade Pakistan anyway, but Pakistan wants to invade a territory from India, and some of the Pakistanis feel that it's their right, and that's how some Russians feel that they have the right over the whole of what was a Soviet Union territory. And if you are a sympathizer with Russians and you think, okay, Russia is a great country, their people are free, so it's not a bad idea if other countries come into that fold, into the Russian government fold. Here's the thing. Russian government has different rules for its own people, and it has different rules for the people it colonizes. For example, during the Cold War era, uh, by the time 70s or 80s came, there was economic liberalization in Russia. There were more jobs, people had more free will, people could choose what they wanted to do. But then that was for Russia alone. The countries that Russia colonized, invaded, Russia had different rules for them. On paper, everything was same. On paper, there was economic liberalization in East Germany. But ask anybody who lived in East Germany between 1949 to 89, and they'll tell you East Germany was a world apart. East Germany and West Germany, they were separated by a single wall, Berlin Wall, or even before that, they were not separated by anything. But the standard of life in East Germany and the standard of life in West Germany, not to speak the jobs in East Germany and jobs in West Germany, or jobs in East Germany and jobs in Russia. East Germany was always in shambles throughout those 40 years. It was a living hell for every inhabitant. Even people who were brainwashed right from when they were kids into believing the ideals that East Germany was founded on, they quickly grew out of them and they tried to escape. So many people were killed in that Cold War. Cold War is sort of something that was pleasant as opposed to the First and Second World War. It was not. It lasted for 40 years. And thousands of people were killed. Thousands of people, lakhs of millions of people lived in constant fear for those 40 years. And so many people fled between 1949 to 1962 or 1961 when the Berlin Wall was built. Hundreds of people used to flee East Germany, and some of them got killed. And that's why Berlin Wall was erected, to prevent those people, the skilled workforce from East Germany, to prevent those people to flee to West Germany. And living conditions did not improve in East Germany throughout those 40 years. What I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to give you a context. Whether you are with Russia or against Russia, the fact is things are not so simple. Everything has a history. If you are someone who thinks US is to be blamed for the present crisis or the past crisis or the future crisis, there's a context. US has an amazing history of backing countries to be self-governed. It has thwarted plans of not just its rivals, but even it has kept its allies in check in history, throughout history. England, France. US is responsible for ending the practice of colonization. I said it in one of my videos that it did not want to be part of the First World War because it did not want to partner England and France because they believed in imperialism. They thought it's their birthright, that it's their right to go to a foreign territory and lay claim on it by force, by military. But it had to intervene eventually. So let's take all this in account before we point fingers at you. I'm bored of everybody pointing fingers at US for any random thing that happens in the world. Let's blame the big bad evil empire of US. Even Americans themselves, I don't think they are even aware of their history. Am I looking at the wrong? Okay, there's the camera. So I don't think Americans know their own history. Whether they are, I don't know. I won't get into this left versus right debate. I don't even know what is going on in India. Like, is left supporting Russia or is left supporting Ukraine? I know technically they're probably supporting Russia, communism, or maybe for humanitarian purposes they're supporting Ukraine. Who doesn't? Who cares? So if we have to opine, if we have to criticize people, if we have to criticize powers, if we have to go on social media and publish these posts, at least let's read up some history, and not the history written by your favorite intellectual or your favorite author from left or right wing. Read volumes of history, not just by one author, and then make up your mind. It's not very difficult to figure out the truth among all these lies and manipulation that's there through news, through media, through books. If you read enough, you will be able to reach the truth. And then it's a different kind of a feeling when you're opining based on facts, not based on uh, your urge to sound cool, or your urge to sound like your favorite influencer. Maybe they will like your tweet and that's it. That makes your year.